Hey everybody, welcome to the 2020 Las Vegas Challenge. This is day 2 of the FPO coverage. Today we are going to be playing the premier course that we will also be playing again on Sunday, the Innova Course. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And we are some good-looking geese.
Two hotkeys. Starting off on hole 1, you shoot off the gap. It's not really a problem to get out the gap. There's OB sidewalk all the way along the right. There's not really any danger all the way to the left. There's some water, but it would take some crazy action to get over there. So you're looking to throw a turnover shot to try to get right enough to get a putt. You can hang it out over the sidewalk and try to hyzer back. It's just a little bit dangerous. What's your play here, Mad?
Well, Erika, I like to throw a hyzer flip roadrunner shot. I know it won't flip on me, and I would rather be closer to the basket than hyzering way out into the open like we see Eveliina here.
That was a good safe shot from Eveliina.
This is not a hole really that a lot of people are looking to get.
No.
She threw,
yeah, you're right. This is a colored glow destroyer from Eveliina just to be safe.
Although I say that, and last year when Paige and Catrina went into a playoff on this hole, Paige got a birdie on this hole 1 to clinch the playoff.
Yeah, you're right.
Right on the first hole.
Very impressive. She threw a Ballista Pro there, ends up a little short. It might have like a strange forehand approach. Kona Panis joining us today on lead card. She shot a 2 down yesterday.
Yep. Super awesome to see Kona on the lead card with a really strong showing in round 1. There was no wind at all on the course today. It was really awesome to come out here with super calm, warm conditions and, play like it's a summer tournament.
Yeah, it's more perfect than I've ever seen it. I think I've been playing it for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Catrina rounding out the card today. That looks like a D1 from her. D2, excuse me.
Wow, getting it right up there.
Okay, perfect.
Catrina plays every hole for a birdie that we say that no one does.
Always aggressive.
Yeah.
I just love her competitive spirit.
Me too, and she can chuck a disc.
That's a judge upshot.
We'll watch Paige, Eveliina, and Kona likely just pitch up, looking for their par.
Eveliina leaves it a tiny bit short, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Again, this is the only course out of the 3 we play this weekend that we get to play twice. So it's kind of nice that we get to revisit a course. We're used to playing one course over and over again during a pro event. So it'll be interesting to watch today's round and whatever happens on Sunday. Oh!
Bummer to get all the way up there and not convert. But
looks like just inside the circle. Now that they've all thrown their approaches, with this 393 slightly downhill hole, not one birdie in the women's field. It is there, it's gettable, but you really have to lay on it.
I mean, it's going to be a perfect max distance shot at 393. Just perfect.
So not super surprising that there's no birdies.
Yeah, especially with that hillside too. It's so hard to land soft enough.
Yeah, pretty much all the putts are going to be uphill.
Hole 2 is a par 3, 270 feet. Definitely, well, the shortest on the course besides the island hole, under 300 feet. So you want to try to throw down this tunnel. I've seen kind of just like a soft hyzer that tries to skip up under this tree. Sometimes like a flex forehand can get up there. It's pretty hard to throw up and around. Like you need Simon Lasat power to throw up and around. So everyone's going to be trying to shoot this gap here and just kind of skibble on up.
So sorry if there's any microphone noise in the past 30 seconds. I just went to turn the air conditioning off so you guys would not have to listen to us being nice and cool.
So cool.
Paige using the ground action to get on up there. This is one of those fairways we talked about yesterday that is made up of all these little tiny rocks, so you can really rely on your disc to slide up. The low play is definitely the play here.
That's a really nice flip up with a champion runner from Kona. That disc that you mentioned earlier, just throwing a beautiful little hyzer flip, giving herself a chance.
Wow.
A2. Putter.
Putter. No big deal.
That's why they're on lead card. Kona a little bit obstructed. Wow, great bid.
I know Kona said in particular she's been working on her forehand approaches, so I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of those today, especially I think she said from a little further out she feels super comfortable with them. So
she's been working on her forehands, period. I mean, when I met Kona a few years ago, she didn't throw forehands at all, so it's really cool to see her have that tool.
That one looked like it almost went in. Also, Eveliina gives it a super good, strong bid.
See if Cat can convert. Yeah, great putt. Little jumper.
Solid.
Also a great shirt. Cat really has a good shirt game.
She has all of the best shirts. And Paige has all the best vests. Didn't she wear a vest yesterday?
I think so.
Looks like she's just inside the circle.
Having to straddle around the tree.
Oh my God.
Splash
All
out.
the way in.
It's a lot of emotion when she slumped forward.
So Catrina was one of only 2 birdies on the day. Congratulations also to Jay Weezy, Jessica Weiss.
That's surprising that there's not more. I mean, it's pretty obstructive, but it's short enough where that surprises me.
I would have expected more as well. There's a few on these first couple holes, there's a few shorter shots that we can grab some birdies on, but as we move into the back, we're gonna see less and less birdies. So pay attention now, get excited. Hole 3 is a short hole, 270 feet downhill, but there is a ton of water that is out of bounds, and there's also an out of bounds sidewalk behind the basket. You can go this hyzer route that the camera's taking, or you can also take the forehand out over the water if you're really feeling yourself. We had no wind, so either option's definitely in play.
The hard part is if you go out of bounds just barely behind the basket, you still have to go to the drop zone, so it's super punishing. So it's a very, very touchy shot.
Where was the drop zone this year? I didn't even look at it.
It's across the water. So you have to, maybe we'll get a glimpse of it. On the left, you can't even see it. So you have to throw over that little inlet of water.
Yeah.
So it's it's not a gettable, 3 save. It's really punishing.
You're basically insta-4. Oh no!
Yep.
Eveliina carries out of bounds. Is that a mid?
It was a rock 3, yeah. Wow, that's a lot of
Surprised
power on a rock 3.
I'm surprised she didn't disc up a little bit, or to like something more stable.
Yeah, just to kind of hang it out and rely on the skip to get it over.
Right, instead of
This
forcing.
looks great from Paige. You see how quickly that back edge comes into play. That was a lucid verdict from her, nice and stable.
Speaking of Kona's
Forehand. God, this is such a gutsy play. I am not brave enough to try this. Are you?
That's what I usually throw with
Yeah.
my injury. I haven't been able to. But that is, if you're feeling comfortable with the Firebird, that's a really easy Firebird forehand shot.
Wow. Yeah. Sexton
Eveliina, you
Firebird,
can
that was
see,
beautiful.
we sadly have to see where the drop zone is. Eveliina pitches up. She'll be looking at a 4, hopefully.
Yeah, I think drop zone should just be for the water, so you have a chance to save that circle 3 from the sidewalk.
That is 2 in a row of that weird little
really left side
physics, man.
splash out physics, man.
So weird. There we
Nice
go.
2 from Kona. Good confidence there.
With a little wave. Eveliina out here in shorts. She's used to a colder climate, so she's probably loving life. It was so warm and
It was
nice
so
all
nice. This is an interesting hole. 42% birdied and 47% bogeyed or worse, leaving an 11% par, which I suppose makes sense with the out of bounds.
That is
Kind of
weird.
do or die.
Only 2 threes on the day. That is so weird.
Hole 3?
I guess it is a do or die.
Oh yeah, wow.
How was your first A field?
Thank you to Innova Discs and
El Guapo Baskets out of Washington. Chris Rodriguez is a great supporter of FPO. So thank you, Chris, and to El Guapo. Hole 4 is a par 3. It's 357 feet. You have to throw out that gap through those trees, so a lot of people are forcing over an anhyzer and trying to kind of flex it back around to on this hillside. It is on a side hill. It's really easy to roll when you're trying to putt, so you really want to try to put it close. I was wondering if anyone was going to do this.
Catrina takes the big hyzer route over the tall tree.
pretty hard to get all the way there with that, but it gets you way out there.
I guess it is sort of a safe play because you really take those little tiny sticky trees out of the way.
Yeah, you won't get knocked down immediately.
Yeah, it is a tight gap. You can see Kona going right up the middle, super low. I don't think she meant to go that low.
It's a little early. It'll work out fine, but you can see the danger of potentially hitting one of those trees.
Paige takes the route that I think most FPO players will be taking, which is over that left tree and just to the left of the other tree.
Yeah.
It gives you the best chance of getting down there and possibly getting inside the circle like we see.
Yeah, and that was a mash. It takes so much power to get all the way there. She really forced over that Ballista Pro. Great shot from Paige.
All of the 357 feet. Eveliina cranks over on her disc, doesn't quite get the most of it.
Color Glow Destroyer, so quite stable.
I wonder what weight she's throwing.
That's a good question.
I'm very curious. Still has a look at a putt, kind of a side hill putt.
And so you just got to be careful that you kind of match the angle and don't hyzer it in so it doesn't roll.
There is a sidewalk going behind the basket, but doesn't really come into play. I mean, I ran at this putt just like we can see Kona did. I think it's
kind of a half go.
Yeah, I think it's a basket you can run at if you want to. One of the less death-defying baskets that we see on the Innova Course, where a lot of baskets are on a hill, very close to out of bounds.
Yeah, even if it rolls, it's not going to roll OB. Or it'd be very impressive if it got there. Oh! Dang.
Paige is all over the metal, but not finding the bottom of the basket.
I'm sure we'll see her dial that in as the round goes on.
Only one birdie on the day on this hole. Henna Blomroos, and she crushes, we all know.
But she threw a mid there. She threw so far.
Oh, that's funny.
Not a lot of bogeys either.
No.
79% par on the day, so pretty routine.
As long as you get over those trees, it's pretty wide open. Look at that flag, nice and still, just how I like to see it. Moving on to one of the longer holes on the course. This is a par 4, it's 606 feet. We're looking for a hyzer around this big tree on the left, or you can flip an Annie out into the middle if that's what you prefer. You want to land right in here by the shadow, and hopefully your next shot does not come into contact with this bunker or this out of bounds green. The basket's up on a hill and it rolls out of bounds or towards an out of bounds road behind the basket. But that will not come into play until your second shot.
It's also really easy to filter down to the left and get stuck with a really obstructed putt. So
yeah, some low-hanging branches.
It was a little bit wide from Catrina, but she's in an ideal spot to attack for a birdie.
Yeah, she nicks those branches that are on trees that are out of bounds, really pushing it. Makes it look easy.
It looks like they're waiting a little bit. That was a D2 from Catrina, by the way.
Kona also taking the hyzer route, doesn't get enough on it, so she'll run right into that tree that you're trying to get around, but spits out into the middle, which is
also, yeah,
that's
still a fine place.
Super ideal. Takes some of the distance off, so it makes the second shot to the basket a lot more difficult and a lot farther. Kind of removes the birdie opportunity at that point.
Yeah, Paige gets out there just a little bit farther. Good line.
There's our brethren in the background calling to us.
Our sisters.
Our sisters.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. What a line from Eveliina. If this flexes out, she's going to be way up there.
That was a mash. Is that our destroyer again?
I would guess so, but I'm going to check. I think it's that same color glow. Thank you to the players for sending us lists of their discs. It really helps us. It was that color glow destroyer.
Kona's still trying to get up and down.
She's throwing a T-bird there. Ah, man, I thought she had it.
Catches about an inch low.
Yeah, if she
sticks.
She would have been a little left, but if she could have skipped, she probably would have been in the circle.
Yeah, in order to get up and down, if you're further out, you really have to trust your disc that it's not going to go too far past. I think Catrina's throwing a putter.
A2
yeah.
again, maybe?
Yep.
Wow, beautiful.
Actually, is that her PA3?
Oh,
I can't tell.
Sure. They're both green.
They're both slow.
God, she throws so far. Wow.
On hyzer the whole way.
Yeah, it's nice that she can just have it nestle. that's another Ballista Pro from Paige taking the opposite
No.
route. Yeah, and you can see the danger of throwing a fast
No.
disc and rolling out of bounds. So
She's catching the short end of the stick today
yeah.
on the putting green.
But I mean, that was really a good decision then from Kat, because you can kind of see the consequences of
You want it
throwing.
to glue.
Yeah, Velcro. Eveliina, too strong. That also looked like a slow speed disc.
Maybe an AVR X3. Got a little glide.
AVR 3, yeah. Kona pitching up. That'll be a good tap in for a bogey. I'm sure she's disappointed.
This hole averaged about a half a stroke over par, just over a half a stroke over par. Lots of out of bounds strokes.
What a cleanup for par. Wow.
Huge.
I mean, yeah, big, low ceiling, uphill, tough putt.
From out of bounds. Man, that's a challenging putt, and that's from far away. Also, it's a little bit of a death putt as well, because if you catch an edge, you can roll towards the out of bounds green that's just on the other side of this basket.
Paige looking to match Eveliina. Leaving it low. So easy to do on an uphill putt.
Kona to clean up a bogue. And Catrina looking for a birdie. No problem.
Very nice. One of 3 birdies on the day. Karina Knowles and Madison Walker got the other 2. That's a really good get.
I was psyched about this one. This is a tough hole. You got to do 2 good shots in a row.
Hole 6, par 3. It's 222 feet. Little island hole. That palm tree on the right kind of gets in your head because you need to hang it out over the water or throw just dead straight. If you you could see the out of bounds there. If you hyzer at all, you're going to find out of bounds real fast. That was brilliant.
It's slightly downhill, so you kind of can let the disc do the work, but it also makes your disc want to flip over a little bit.
Yeah.
So you really have to make sure you're putting it on the right angle. Kat looks like she's playing super safe. Just making sure she gets there, not trying to do anything fancy. Leaves herself kind of a longer putt.
It's a standstill PA1. Decent shot for sure.
Eveliina super touchy. Looks awesome.
AVR 3. Wow. Park.
Great shot. Thank you.
Yeah, I think everyone's probably throwing a putter on this hole. Maybe a couple mids, but
This is one of the few holes I'm guessing on the Innova Course that averaged under par.
yeah.
Averaged about 0.2 of a stroke, or 1/10 of a stroke under par, which is not much, but pretty awesome for the FPO field on this bomber of a course.
Star AVR 3 from Kona as well. Matches Eveliina pretty nice. We'll have a little bit of meat left on the bone. Majestic.
Loving the artsy
Yeah.
camera work.
Terry's killing it.
Really get the feel.
Yeah, thank
Paige.
you to Terry, the disc golf guy, for the coverage.
Yes, definitely. Paige outside circle with a death putt,
Oh,
runs
stay
at
in.
it.
Looks like it's
Damn it, dude. She doesn't put a whole lot of spin on her putt, so they usually stick pretty well once they land.
It's a scary one to run when you're staring at the water.
Trina giving it the old up and down.
Yeah, it's smart to give it some extra loft just to make sure you don't blow straight past
It
it.
might be me.
Paige putts for her second time.
Oh wow, she really went. Oh, okay,
Found
no
it.
problem.
Yeah, there she goes. Found the bottom of the cage. Stuck in. We're happy. Only took a few holes.
Yeah, that's such a good conversion. I mean, everyone knows it sucks to go from birdie to bogey, so really nice comebacker. Probably longer than the original putt. Super nice birdie from Eveliina. And from Kona.
Awesome. Easy. Whole bunch of birdies on the day, but only 2 on the lead card. But getting off with a par on this hole is not a bad thing.
Yeah, that is the easiest hole in the course, actually.
And we move on to what I consider the hardest hole on the course, but it only, according to UDisc, thank you UDisc for these awesome stats, it only plays as the 16th most difficult hole in the course. You got to throw over the water, land just before this green, throw over the green to the basket. There's 2 out of bounds bunkers on either side of the basket that play as a hazard, and a huge hill behind it that rolls to out of bounds. The sidewalk on the left side is out of bounds as well.
Is that all?
That's all. I think I covered everything.
So there is a drop zone, but it's only if you go in the water or you're just never crosses in bounds. So I think the reason it does play easier is if you throw it and bail out to the left where that path comes into play really quickly, you can still get up and down for your par with a relatively short approach, maybe 150 feet. But those bunkers are close.
Yeah, they're so close. They're both way inside the circle. Evelina and Kona make it look super easy.
Yeah, no problem. You just put it right in front of the green, right in the middle. Is that the play, Mad?
That's it. That's all you got to do. During the practice rounds, it was really windy, and this hole is tough in the wind because you got to really trust your overstable disc, but you're also putting it out there. I want to say it's probably like it's 335 feet to get to the green, so probably about 300 feet to where these ladies are landing. On overstable on a hyzer the whole way is the ideal thing.
Did it go in the bunker as an H1 V2 from Cat? Maybe it flared out. That's a stable disc. This is an enforcer, so Paige is also stabling up a little
Floating it
bit.
up real high. Hopefully it sits.
Yeah, got it. No problem. So 3 great shots. I'm not sure if Cat went out. And yep, there's a trouble.
Wow.
That was a pretty mean roll too. So she'll have to putt from the hazard from that spot to try to save a par.
Uh-oh. Monkey paw. Oh, finds the bunker. But she's really close to the basket. Should be an easy cleanup to save a par.
Yeah, it's easy to pull something or get in your head or just get caught up when there's so much out of bounds.
Evelina following the track, but narrowly misses it. She'll be parked for her birdie.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Catrina almost up level with the green, so she threw it at least 335 feet on a hyzer. Makes her up and down super easy.
Why'd she look upset when she threw a perfect shot?
Did she look upset?
Off the tee? Yeah, she kind of like,
Maybe a little more left than she wanted.
I guess it wasn't as perfect as possible.
Then you have to
but-
throw at a bunker instead of
Hey,
at the basket.
you know, we're all trying to get better. I shouldn't
That's
judge.
a great putt from Paige. Super
Yeah.
uphill. She's so little. It looked huge.
She's twice as tall as she is. And that's 2 sweet par saves in a row, too.
Yes, it is.
Really important to stay close to par and even try to get under par on this front 9 because the back 9 is unforgiving.
Kona climbing out of the bunker with using hands and knees. Nice.
Easy. Last 2 birdies have just looked like a piece of cake for
This-
Eveliina.
This will actually average under par as well. Only, a little teeny bit, 3.95 out of a 4. But surprising amount of threes on the field.
42% birdie. That's awesome.
That's really awesome. Better than I would have expected.
Hole 8's a par 3. It's 427 feet. It is downhill, so it's possible to get there. I think you're going to see everybody just try to, throw an anhyzer and curve right and kind of scoot on this hard pan to get a putt. If you're not careful and you throw it too high, you can error out and maybe hyzer out of bounds. But all these ladies should.
You also don't want to turn it over too much because the
True.
weeping willows on the right are not very forgiving. We're going to see Eveliina
Very catchy.
probably, she slides underneath it,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah, if you drop straight down there, it can be pretty obstructed to get up.
It's 427 feet, but downhill you'd think you would make it, a hole that we could reach, but that sharp anhyzer angle that's required makes it really tough for most of the field to get there. Catrina
D1, good shot. Got a putt.
Yeah, she's really good at controlling her angles, and she's got a lot of distance, and she's still having a hard time getting there. So
It's possible. It's just
It's
so
tough.
hard.
it's such a touchy shot. Kona gets caught up in those weeping willows I was talking about.
She just down to a T-bird, so that's probably why it flipped a little quicker. Paige having a similar issue.
Also finds the willows.
That was a Ballista Pro, actually. Wow, she really turned that.
Beef Pro
Yeah.
turned over.
Beef Pro. And turns it a little too much, but it's hard to tell where she is. She shouldn't be too far in the
No.
circle for sure.
There's out of bounds behind the basket, so it's hard to really run at it. Paige didn't seem scared of the out of bounds at all.
No.
Really put it up in the air.
Kind of having to go to a knee, to a little chip side arm.
Oh, hits the only tree.
Yeah, she'll still have a chance to save her 3 there.
I think this is one of my least favorite holes on the course.
I don't know why, but I always mess it up. It's not that hard.
It's just not, in my opinion, it's not that exciting or great of a hole.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just for women's golf, but I don't know. I just think I never enjoy watching anyone else play it, except for maybe Catrina right now when she gets a birdie.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very special birdie. It's the 6th most difficult hole. It averages a half a stroke over par. It's just, yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah. If you guys don't mind, leave a comment. We're curious. We get to play this course again on Sunday, and we want to know what your favorite hole is. We have our opinions. Obviously, you have to watch the back 9 as well before you can make a good decision. But if you have a favorite in the front 9, leave in the comments. Let us know. We're curious. We're also, if you do leave a comment, nice save for par by Kona. If you do leave a comment, we're doing a giveaway. It's 2 Innova discs signed by all the ladies that you are watching today. Eveliina, Paige, Catrina, and Kona. All signed on these pretty Innova yellow discs. So leave a comment, get entered in a giveaway. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, the whole thing.
We have more details on how to do this.
Yeah, hashtag ad, and now I'll stop.
Yep, everyone just cleaning up, no problem.
Still super calm, super perfect weather. It started really warming up at this point in the round.
So nice.
We move on to one of the tightest shots we will see on the Innova course. Super long, narrow tunnel shot. The play is to hyzer out right here. Your second shot, you are throwing towards this basket that's perched right on the edge of a hazard, out of bounds bunker. Pretty much, other than that, there's not a lot of trouble you can get into besides, you know, the 300-foot tunnel shot.
If you really crank something to the right, you can reach those trees and have an obstructed shot. I hope I'm not talking about this as it's about to happen.
No.
Okay, so she'll be okay, but those little stick trees will be a little bit more difficult. She doesn't have a wide open shot. She'll have to shape something to get down there. And that bunker comes into play so fast, maybe 10 feet from the
definitely.
basket.
It's really close.
This is a little bit better line. It's going to staple out before those trees, give her a wide open look.
Catrina making that really long tunnel look really short. It's
narrow.
Yeah.
Wide?
Wide. Guess that works. Kona finds her way out, tickles the tree as she leaves the fairway, but still gets way out in the open.
I think that was her star strike.
Beef Pro again.
She's been throwing it all day, and it sure is. God, man, she threw that on like 16 holes.
Catches the tree on the right. She's going to have a slightly harder approach and definitely a longer approach, but she's got the distance for it.
Yeah, it's possible to get there. It's really just the bunker to worry about. And she pulls it. Looks like that tree was pretty in her way.
Yeah, I didn't realize that little tree was
Looks
that
like
much right in the center.
Directly in her line.
Yeah.
So now she'll just have to scramble to save the par. Kona looks like she's going to the forehand. The old forearm. Looks like a Cayman.
Wow, that's a
And
crush for a Cayman.
Yeah, got up there for a good putt. Maybe a tiny bit death putty, but
Eveliina with a patent pending, maybe throwing the understable disc, letting it work, doesn't quite flatten out as much as she wants and finds herself into the hazard.
it's a glow rock 3 too, so I'm surprised
Flippy
it
guy.
didn't. Yeah, flippy guy. I'm surprised it didn't stable out a little more.
Must be beat up. Catrina playing the skips on this fast golf grass.
I think that's such a smart play. Even though she's a little bit short, I think it's so good to try to play the skips on when you have the opportunity on this short grass.
She'll have a death putt, but she's got that little up and down putt that she's so good at that doesn't blow by and still gives it a solid run.
That is a judge from Paige.
Inside
Just
the circle.
assume that she throws all Ballista Pros and judges, and you are not going to be too far off.
Kona for 3. Oh. Tickles the edge. It's a par 4, so not a bad thing. Not the
Yeah,
best.
I mean, it's definitely probably the most gettable par 4 on this course. So, I mean, everyone's looking to attack.
Yep. If you get out of that initial tunnel. Catrina does that little up and down, leaves it just a little bit short. She'll walk away with the par. Eveliina to save par.
Great save. There were 4 birdies on the day, so it's about 20% below par. Callie McMorrin, Madison Walker, Madison, how do you say her name? Tomato? Sounds like tomato. And, oh yeah, Laura Aloco, I met her today and played with her. It was a really great clean 3.
Great par save from Paige. I like that you're listing off my birdie holes as we go.
I know you're not going to brag for yourself, so I'll do it for you.
I only birdied the holes that no one else birdies. Moving on to the other I think the longest hole on the course.
We're going to wrap up the front 9.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for joining us. Please join us on the back 9 to finish it up.
Yeah, thank you to the Disc Golf Guy for doing the coverage, and to Innova for sponsoring the event. And thank you guys for bearing with us while we stumble through this job that we try to be good at.
Hey guys, it's Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, and you just got done watching the front 9, so I hope you enjoyed it. Madison and Erika should have told you about winning some discs, and these are the actual discs, and I had them signed by the 4 card members of the group you just watched. So all 4 of their signatures on these. We got one for the front 9, one for the back 9. So make sure you're doing whatever they asked of you during the video, and that's how you have your chance to win these actual discs from this card. Thanks for the support. Thank you to Innova, and thank you to everyone else that tuned in. We'll see you guys on the next one.